So back with this little guy. So the mother went out and it's getting wet. There's the other three. It's a pair there. Nice male I raised and a baby from last year. And that is a hen, I believe. I'd like to pair her to something different, but that would actually be a better pair of the two black, those two. Oh no, that's a male. I don't know. I don't know what's a hen and what's a female. I think that's the hen, I guess, the one with the lighter head. That one there. No, that's a male. I think they're both males. I do have a hen like that. She's outside, I guess. I don't know what's going on. I know that blonde one is a hen. Anyway, so I'm just going to feed this guy because the mother can't feed him anymore. He's got a few bits of grain that I put in there. This is parrot food in a ketchup jar. And this is surgical tubing, and it's soft. If you use like plastic tubing, you can hurt their throat. So you want to use surgical tubing so it doesn't hurt them. You can't do anything. But it's still rigid enough to get in their mouth. And then if their mouth is small, it'll squish up and it'll fit right in their throat. And if you do this, I have a marble in there to mix it. There's a big glass marble. And you can microwave it. I fill it usually and then I keep it in the fridge, and you can either soak it in hot water or microwave it. Microwaving kind of ruins the container, so I like to soak it. I got this at Dollar General. So you just put it in there and push it past his breathing tube and then watch his chest and fill him up. And that's pretty full. You don't want to go up so it's up here because they'll have trouble breathing. And if you overfill, you can just tip them upside down and squeeze some out. It'll come out. So I think he's a little over full, so just tip him and just squeeze it out. And that's it. He's okay. That's a little too much, see? He's having trouble breathing. See, it's way up here. So I'll squeeze a little more out. It's not great for him. You don't want to... There, that's better. See, it's not up at his throat. So you don't want to do that. Don't overfill him in the first place if you have to do that. But, you know, try not to. I'm sure it's not great for him. But he's stuffed full now. See him? And he'll be good until I'll do him again tonight. He might not even need it tonight. So I just put him back up. In his nest. Just make sure he gets settled and doesn't fall. I haven't been great with getting out here and cleaning, so that nest should have been changed already, but it hasn't been. I got a little baby over here I want to check on. He's first time mother, and I disturbed him last night, and it seems like she's not sitting on him. So I just fed him, so I'm just going to feed him. He's got some in him. Not too bad, but I got extra food, so I'll just feed him too. Just to give him a boost. This has got some vitamin in it too. So, there he's full, see? So I just put him back. I got a Asphar sitting there. That's a baby, came out, whoops. He came out, what do they call that? I forget what they call that color. There's a white Asphar on eggs. There's a nice Rahani. That's a male. And then that's a blue velvet. She's made it to a Rahani. And the babies come out Rahani. There's a nice red Asphar, a couple more. I got a lot of reds now. I like them. So that one's like a rose color. She's nice. I got a whole bunch again. Blue velvet. A couple Asphars. I'm sorry I can't ship. I had some guys that wanted some, and I just don't have time to get down there with working and everything. I'm not able to ship. Local pickup if somebody wants to buy some. I'm in Massachusetts, but uh, I can't get to the. I can't ship them. I just don't have time. Feathers on her beak. They're molting right now. Last far red. I sold some locally. Some people have come and bought them. That's a nice Rahani. I got a couple of young Rahanis. They don't have any collars. Some are coming in, like that one there is coming in. Sometimes it takes a year for them to get their collar on. You don't know for a while. But I got a couple that are just black, so I don't know if they're going to get it. Like this. Oh no, this is coming in. He's got some specks on the back of his neck. And I got Mama sitting here. Oh, she got a hatchling. She just hatched out. It's oh, jeez. And the other baby's just hatching. Yeah, he's coming out right now. He's wiggling. He's hatching out. He'll be out by probably shortly. I'm gonna crack the egg a little bit to give him a hand, which I can't do with one hand. Let me see. So I'm just gonna see how the top is kind of open. I'm just gonna hinge the top open for him, just gently. And that's it. I'm gonna take the top, and I'll let him. He'll flop out of there himself if the mother doesn't get him first. The other one's been out and fed already, so it's quite a bit ahead of the other one. I don't know if I should knock him right out of there. I think I'm gonna knock him right out, just judging by how big the other one is. He should have been out already. And they do get stuck because it's, if they get dry. Oh, he's pushing. Come on, little fella. There you go. You coming? You coming out? Ah, he's pushing. Come on, little guy. He's trying. Sometimes their fur gets stuck, you know, if they dry out. The little fuzz on them gets stuck in the egg goop and they have a hard time of it. He's pushing. Here he comes. There he goes. Get your little head out at least. Oh, there's a foot. Boop. There he goes. Well, that's what a newborn pigeon looks like. He's still all curled up in egg shape. He's got yolk on. No, that's his head. So his yolk is gone. It's usually down by their butt here, their yolk. You'll see it's yellow. But that's it. He's out. Oh, and he pooped on me. First thing. Oh my God. That's a pigeon for you. First thing they do when they're born is poop. Well, he's exhausted, so I'm going to put him with his brother or sister. If he makes it, I don't know. If he doesn't, he doesn't. He'll have to see how big his brother is. Huge, or sister. There's the two. That one hatched, I think, a day ago because she's already fed. So I'll keep an eye on the little one. I have a little tiny tube I can feed the little ones. Little pipettes. You can still feed them. You got to be super careful. That's more, I don't think a newbie would be able to do that. I think you need to have more experience feeding to be able to do a baby like that. But these are, what do you call these? Otati, blue Otatis. And I got a whole bunch of black Otatis because some of them come out black. A lot of guys like flying them. They look, yeah, they're not that great looking, the blue ones. The black ones. They almost look crossed, but they're not. I don't have any crosses in here. These are the parents. They come from pretty good ones. That one's not great, but these not great. But those two are nice. She's probably my best right there. She, I don't know. But these are terrible. Not terrible, but they're not, ideal. Black. But those, like I say, the guys fly them a lot. So I sell them to a couple of guys that fly them. She was sitting on this egg here, and then there's a baby here. This one's definitely blue. He's being fed good. He's stuffed full of food. He's going to be beautiful. Light gray color. He's really nice. I don't know if I put a band on him. Yeah, I put a band on him. He's going to be beautiful. He's like a gray. This egg looks good. So she's sitting on that above him. Hi, buddy. Hi. Try to give him a little water. So his food, if I feel it, the food feels dry in his crop. It doesn't move around. It's kind of packed in there. If they have enough water, it's 80 degrees today, 85 degrees. So if they have enough water, the grain's floating around kind of in their crop. Well, this one, when I'm feeling it, the grain feels pretty dense in there. It doesn't feel like it's floating around. So you can literally just take them and they'll drink if you stick their, sometime they'll drink. You just take them and stick their beak in. At least you get their beak wet and they drink some water. If they're thirsty, they'll drink. And once you do this 2 or 3 times, I've never done this with him before. So once you do it a couple days in a row, they learn that it's water and they drink. He's getting just a couple mouthfuls. I could give him some water with my, if it felt really packed in there, I would literally just fill the baby feeder with water and I would give it to him to loosen that up. Because they can get sauerkraut if it gets too packed in there and it rots. But you keep an eye, like tomorrow I'll make sure it's down a little, or if it's not down, I can just give them some water with this. Or I could give them some of this. It's pretty liquidy, it's pretty wet. So you could just give them a little, just to maybe get that flowing a little bit. I'll just give them a squirt because this is kind of liquidy. And then I'll break up that in his chest. So see, now I can feel it flows around a little bit. Kind of break that up. You don't want it to get all clumped up in there. And just keep an eye on them. I'll check them tomorrow. Just when I feed, I'll just grab them like that. Make sure it's not all packed in. Or maybe even tonight I'll give them a shot of water instead of, just so that goes through. I want that to go through. And he's sitting, he's all right, I guess. He's upside down right now. Turn him back upside down, right side up. He's a minute old, so. Yeah, these guys are doing okay. That's a, what do you call that, Rahani? She doesn't have a big collar, just decent. And again, as they get older, it might get better. Or she might just keep that. I don't know. I'll see what kind of baby she throws. She's made it to blue with the copper neck, which is less than ideal, but I'd like to see what they throw for babies. This guy's full of vigor now. I fed him. I think that's the blue with the copper neck. That's the parent. Not a great example. There's a Rahani with just black. She doesn't have any gold coming in at all. You get one once in a while that doesn't get the gold collar, the gene for it. But most of them, oh, it's coming in on her too. So it might come in late, that's all. A couple of baby mealy is what they call that color. It's kind of a check pattern. She's got a bad beak too. I don't know. That's the thing is these birds, you buy them here and there, and sometime you'll get one that had something crossed in and it's passed, and that'll come out after they lay a few eggs. So you might get that outcross from way back. It was hard to get enough of these together just to breed, so you pretty much have to take whatever you can get. Oh, that red's got a big hook in his beak there. So I'm going to grab him. He's probably going to have trouble eating. So we breed these fancy birds and they have problems. See the big hook? It's actually making his beak cross. Whoops. See the big hook in his beak there? Now I give vitamins and minerals and stuff, and I seem to think sometime that hurts that, you know, it'll give them, makes their nails grow and their beaks grow and stuff if you give them a lot of minerals and stuff. It's like fingernails, the same thing, I guess. I have these cat nail clippers. These seem to work really well. Alright, you think I'm killing them. These seem to work really well. Oh, I can't see. So, you just, you don't go too far, too high, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just gonna grab his beak. And just trim it back to where it's, you can see it's clear. Just trim it back. It's pointy now. I don't want him biting other birds, so I'll just trim the point off. That's it. You can take a little emery board and file it like a nail. He doesn't like it. So I'm going to just check. I want to make sure it's kind of smooth, you know. It'll smooth out as he pecks and eats and stuff, so it's not that critical. But I'm just going to trim a little more off this side. And they will bleed like crazy if you cut too far, so have some cornstarch. I got the stuff from Tractor Supply that's actually the powder for that. Just make sure they're not sticking their tongue out when you cut. Because I'm just looking where it's clear and where it turns pink. And I'm just cutting where it's clear. See, you'll get crossbeak if you don't address that. And sometimes the bottom mandible, you want to make sure that's not extra long either. I could probably go a little shorter, but I don't want it to bleed, so that's good enough. I'm going to check his nails. You can check the vent, make sure there's no, diarrhea stuck there, or the bird isn't sick. It'll get green around the vent. Diarrhea, you can give some medication. Or if the feathers are too much there, you can trim the feathers back to give them some room. Just check the nails, make sure they're not too long. They're okay. They're a bit pointy, but nothing to worry about. And this bird isn't banded. It's one of the ones I missed. He's probably a year or two old, but he's a nice example. Pretty good head. got that forehead there. You want to see that forehead shape. See the big bump on the head? And the beak should be kind of parallel with the eye. It should be more this way. It's kind of pointing down. I'm going to trim that a little bit more. I don't like that hook there. So I'll just trim that a little bit more. It's really hot, so I don't want to have the bird out, hold them too much because it's stressful. So I'm just going to cut that off a little bit more. That's better. All right. All right, that's good for him. He's fine. You can look in the mouth. The eyes are clear. See how clear the eye is? Nice and clear looking. It's not hazy or cloudy looking. He's molting. He's got feathers missing on his head. You can look in the mouth, make sure it's clear. There's no yellow mucus or anything or white in there. Yeah. Whoop, flop. So he'll be able to eat better now. And if he was feeding babies, he would not be able to feed babies with that big hook on his beak. So you kind of got to just look when you feed. Usually, we're all busy. When I feed, I just check them. I had a baby with a wing feather that was sticking out backwards. So you just keep correcting it. This baby here, his wing feather kept folding under and sticking out. Like, I don't want to do it because I'm just trying to get him not to do that, but it was sticking out like this way where this one's sticking out. So you keep folding it back under, and it just, after a while, it just gets better. Some people say it's lack of vitamins and stuff, but I give these guys plenty of vitamins and stuff. So this guy left the nest a little while ago. He's full of food. So he's good. See the bottom? Now he had diarrhea. It's nothing to panic about because he seems healthy. But see, his vent is a little dirty. It's because he's a young bird. He's probably eating all kinds of shit off the ground. You can pull those out. Just pull fast. So he had a little diarrhea at one point. He's not light or anything, so I'm not going to worry about it. But, I keep an eye on him when I come in. So he's okay. His feet are reasonably clean. He's been running around the grounds. He's been having some feather issues, so he might have had a cold when he was a baby. So these feathers here, see how these are growing? That's how the whole wing was out like that. I kept folding it under. So I'm going to get rid of these and just do it quick. And I'm going to fold that back under. So now he's good. His feathers are growing in weird, so he probably was sick when he was little. And when they're sick, they don't develop correctly. That's where you have your issues where they don't eat or they have a problem. There's that mealy, whatever color that is, young one. Kind of a barred bird. Now his beak looks a little yellow, so I'm going to check him. I can't even grab him, so he's healthy. I don't know why his beak's a little yellow. He could have a cold or something. It's nothing to worry about. Unless you see him, unless he starts acting weird or losing weight or whatever. Oh, all right, it's getting long. I'm going to stop.